Welcome to BookBuzz Reviews and Summaries. Dear readers, we invite you to embark on a journey not just through the pages of a book, but through the corridors of your own mind. Imagine a world where every interaction you have is infused with deeper meaning, where challenges transform into opportunities, and where relationships thrive in the fertile soil of true understanding. Now, ask yourself this. What if the key to all of this lies not in changing others, but in transforming how you see them? What if the secret to unlocking success, fulfillment, and harmony is not found in looking inward, but in looking beyond yourself? This is the promise of the outward mindset, Seeing Beyond Ourselves by the Arbinger Institute. It is not merely a book, but a manifesto, a powerful call to shift our perspective from the self-absorbed inward mindset to a profoundly impactful outward mindset. This book challenges us to break free from the invisible walls we build around our egos and to see others as they truly are, not as obstacles, vehicles, or irrelevancies in our own narratives, but as people with hopes, needs, and dreams as real as our own. The Arbinger Institute, with its rich tapestry of research and real-world application, has laid before us a roadmap to change. It is not a change that asks us to do more or try harder. It is a change that asks us to see differently. And with this shift in sight, the world around us transforms. Problems that once seemed insurmountable are reduced to their rightful scale. Conflicts that drained our energy and frayed our spirits can be dissolved with empathy and genuine connection. Our personal and professional lives gain a clarity that only a fresh perspective can bring. But let me be clear, this book does not offer a magic wand. It does not propose a quick fix or an overnight success story. Instead, it offers a mirror and a mirror to see ourselves as we truly are, and a window to glimpse the world through the eyes of those around us. It calls us to do the hard work of self-awareness, to dismantle the armor of self-justification, and to cultivate a mindset that seeks to uplift rather than to judge, to collaborate rather than to control. Imagine the ripple effects of this transformation. Picture a workplace where colleagues are not competitors but allies. Envision a family where misunderstandings are met with curiosity rather than defensiveness. Visualize a community where differences are not divisions but opportunities for enrichment. This is not a utopian dream. It is a tangible reality achieved by countless individuals and organizations that have embraced the outward mindset. The stories within these pages bear witness to this truth, showing us that change is not only possible, but within our grasp. So, as you prepare to dive into this book, I urge you to do so with an open heart and a willing spirit. Allow its insights to challenge you, to inspire you, and to reshape the lens through which you see the world. Because, in the end, the true measure of this journey is not merely in how much we understand, but in how profoundly we choose to act on that understanding. Welcome to the outward mindset. Prepare to see beyond yourself, and in doing so, prepare to see the world anew. Part 1 Summary. Dear readers, in this first part, we will delve into the foundational principles of this powerful book. We will uncover the dangers of the inward mindset, witness the liberating force of the outward mindset, and explore the profound implications of seeing beyond ourselves. Chapter 1. The Inward Mindset, a Self-Focused World. Our journey begins with a truth that may sting. Most of us, whether we realize it or not, operate with an inward mindset. We see the world through a lens that places ourselves at the center, viewing others not as people but as objects, obstacles, vehicles, or irrelevancies. The Arbinger Institute paints a vivid picture of the inward mindset's impact. When we see others as obstacles, we blame them for our problems. When we see them as vehicles, we use them to get what we want. And when we see them as irrelevancies, we simply ignore them. This mindset fosters division, distrust, and dysfunction. It is the root of many of our personal and professional struggles. But, my friends, there is hope. The first step to change is awareness. As we recognize our inward tendencies, we open the door to transformation. The authors set the stage for a seismic shift, a shift from focusing on ourselves to seeing the humanity in others. Chapter 2. The Cost of an Inward Mindset. The Arbinger Institute drives home the cost of maintaining an inward mindset, and let me tell you, the price is steep. They share stories of organizations paralyzed by internal conflict, teams whose productivity plummets due to self-centered attitudes, and families fractured by miscommunication and blame. In an inward mindset, people protect their turf, hoard information, and resist collaboration. Think of a company where departments are more interested in their own success than in the organization's mission. Sales points fingers at marketing. Marketing blames product development, and the cycle of dysfunction continues. The authors illustrate this with real-world examples, showing how an inward mindset drains energy, kills innovation, and undermines relationships. But the message is clear. We do not have to stay stuck in this state. There is a path forward, a way to break free from the inward shackles, and it lies in embracing an outward mindset. Chapter 3. What is the outward mindset? And so, we arrive at a critical turning point, the outward mindset. The Arbinger Institute defines it not merely as a shift in behavior, but as a shift in how we fundamentally see others. An outward mindset means seeing others as people, with hopes, needs, dreams, and fears just as real as our own. This chapter brims with examples that demonstrate the power of this shift. Take, for instance, the story of a manager who transformed a struggling team by changing his approach. Instead of imposing demands, he started asking, "What do you need from me to succeed?" He began seeing his team members not as tools to achieve results, but as people with unique contributions. The result? Morale soared, and performance followed. The outward mindset is not a technique or a gimmick, it is a profound change in how we relate to the world. It requires us to step outside of our narrow self-interest and consider how our actions affect others. And when we do, everything changes. Chapter 4. The Power of Seeing Beyond Ourselves. Here, the authors introduce a concept as simple as it is revolutionary: seeing beyond ourselves. This is the heart of the outward mindset. It is about shifting our focus from me to we. It is about recognizing that our actions ripple out, impacting those around us in ways we might not even see. Through powerful anecdotes, the Arbinger Institute shows how individuals and organizations have transformed by adopting this mindset. They tell the story of a hospital where staff, from doctors to janitors, adopted an outward mindset. Instead of just performing tasks, they began seeing their work through the lens of patient care. The change was palpable. Patient satisfaction scores skyrocketed, and the hospital culture became one of compassion and excellence. This chapter challenges us to ask, how can I help others achieve their goals? What impact do my actions have on those around me? When we start asking these questions, we ignite a profound change, not only in our external circumstances, but in our own sense of purpose and fulfillment. Chapter 5. Shifting to an Outward Mindset. Now, my friends, knowing the power of the outward mindset is not enough. The Arbinger Institute urges us to take action, to actively shift our mindset from inward to outward. This chapter provides practical steps to make this shift. Notice when you are inward. Recognize the signs: blaming, defensiveness, and self-justification. Pause and reflect. Ask yourself how your actions might be affecting others. Choose to see others as people. Acknowledge their humanity, their challenges, and their perspectives. The authors introduce the SAM method: see others, adjust efforts, measure impact. This simple yet powerful tool helps us translate an outward mindset into practical behavior. When we consistently apply this approach, we move from being reactive to being proactive, from being self-focused to being others-focused. Chapter 6. The Outward Mindset in Action. The final chapter of this first part is nothing short of inspiring. It brings to life the outward mindset through vivid, real-world examples. We learn about a police department that transformed its community relationships, a business that turned around its culture of blame, and a family that healed long-standing rifts, all by embracing an outward mindset. One story that stands out is about a company that was struggling with employee engagement. Instead of implementing top-down policies, leaders asked employees what they needed to do their best work. The simple act of seeing employees as people, not resources, led to an explosion of engagement and innovation. The Arbinger Institute emphasizes that an outward mindset is not a switch you flip, it is a daily practice. It requires vigilance, humility, and, above all, a commitment to seeing beyond yourself. In conclusion, dear readers, Part 1 of The Outward Mindset sets the stage for a profound transformation. It challenges us to confront our inward tendencies, to recognize the cost of a self-focused worldview, and to embrace the life-changing potential of seeing others as people. But this is just the beginning. As we move forward, we will learn how to embed this mindset into our daily lives, how to influence others to adopt it, and how to create cultures, both at work and at home, that thrive on empathy, collaboration, and mutual success. Stay tuned, my friends, because the journey to an outward mindset is just gaining momentum. The path ahead promises not only greater success, but deeper fulfillment and a legacy of positive impact. Thank you for joining me on this journey. Let us continue, together, with open minds and open hearts. Part 2 Summary. Dear readers, if Part 1 of The Outward Mindset revealed the profound power of shifting our perspective from inward to outward, Part 2 takes us deeper into the heart of transformation. This section is not just a call to action, it is a detailed roadmap for embedding the outward mindset into our lives, our organizations, and our communities. We move from understanding the concept to mastering its application. The Arbinger Institute equips us with the tools to create lasting change, turning the outward mindset from a fleeting idea into a powerful way of being. So, fasten your seatbelts as we dive into the practical, the tactical, and the transformational. Chapter 7. Changing Mindsets, Changing Behavior. Our journey begins with a truth as sharp as it is necessary. Mindset change precedes behavior change. You see, many of us fall into the trap of focusing solely on actions, what we do, without addressing the underlying mindset that drives those actions. The Arbinger Institute makes it clear. If you want lasting change, you must first transform how you see. They introduce the concept of mindset audit. This involves stepping back and evaluating whether our mindset is inward or outward in specific situations. Are we truly seeing others as people, or are we still filtering our actions through self-interest? One story illustrates this beautifully. A manager at a tech company struggled with a disengaged team. Initially, he tried traditional tactics, team-building activities, incentives, and performance reviews, but nothing worked. It was only when he shifted his mindset, genuinely seeking to understand his team's challenges and aspirations, that things changed. His behavior became naturally aligned with his team's needs, resulting in a culture of trust and collaboration. The message is clear. When we change our mindset, the right behavior follows naturally. Chapter 8. The Transformation Process, From Inward to Outward. Here, the Arbinger Institute presents a structured process to help individuals and organizations make this mindset shift. They break it down into 3 powerful steps. 1. See others. Actively consider others' needs, objectives, and challenges. 2. Adjust efforts. Adapt your actions to better support others' goals. 3. Measure impact. Reflect on how your actions affect others and whether they help create positive outcomes. The authors stress that this is not a one-time exercise, but a continuous cycle. To bring this to life, they share the story of a school where teachers applied this method. Instead of viewing students as problems to manage, they began seeing them as individuals with unique stories and needs. The shift was remarkable. Students responded with greater engagement, and the school culture evolved into one of empathy and excellence. This chapter challenges us to constantly ask ourselves, how can I be more helpful to those around me? This simple yet profound question drives the outward mindset into every interaction. Chapter 9. The Ripple Effect, Creating an Outward Culture. One of the most captivating ideas in this book is that the outward mindset is not just for individuals, it can transform entire cultures. When leaders adopt an outward mindset, it cascades through their teams and organizations, creating a ripple effect that fosters accountability, innovation, and trust. The Arbinger Institute shares the story of a manufacturing company that was on the brink of collapse. Morale was low, silos were high, and productivity was abysmal. When leadership embraced the outward mindset, the focus shifted from assigning blame to understanding each department's struggles and needs. Leaders began asking, "What can we do to help you succeed?" This simple shift sparked a revolution. Teams started collaborating, and the company not only survived but thrived. This chapter underscores that an outward culture does not happen by accident. It is cultivated through consistent, mindful practice. It involves setting up systems and processes that reinforce the outward mindset daily, from how meetings are run to how feedback is given. Chapter 10. Overcoming Barriers to Change. Change. We all desire it, but when it comes to taking action, we often encounter resistance, both within ourselves and from others. The Arbinger Institute does not shy away from this truth. They dive into the barriers that keep us locked in an inward mindset, including fear, habit, and institutional inertia. The book offers practical strategies to overcome these barriers. One powerful technique is the two-footed principle. It encourages us to ask ourselves, wherever we are standing, what can I do right now to help others succeed? This principle cuts through excuses and brings clarity to even the most challenging situations. The authors share an inspiring story of a sales team that initially resisted the outward mindset. The team was highly competitive, each member focused solely on their targets. However, through guided exercises and honest reflection, they began to see each other not as competitors, but as collaborators. The shift unlocked new synergies, boosting sales and improving morale. The takeaway? An outward mindset is not a switch, it is a muscle. The more we exercise it, the stronger it becomes. Chapter 11. Sustaining an Outward Mindset. Transformation is not an event, it is a process. The Arbinger Institute emphasizes that sustaining an outward mindset requires ongoing effort and intentionality. This chapter provides practical tools and techniques to keep the outward mindset alive over the long term. One effective method is the Outward Mindset Accountability Circle. This involves gathering a group of peers to regularly discuss how well you are maintaining an outward focus. It is a space for honest reflection, feedback, and support. Many organizations have implemented such circles with great success, using them to keep the outward mindset at the forefront of daily operations. The authors also introduce the Impact Map, a tool for visually mapping how your actions affect others. This helps you stay mindful of the ripple effects of your behavior, reinforcing the outward mindset as a habit. Chapter 12. Real-World Impact. Stories of Change. The Arbinger Institute wraps up Part 2 with a series of powerful case studies that bring the outward mindset to life. These stories span diverse environments, from corporations and schools to nonprofits and families. Each story is a testament to the outward mindset's versatility and profound impact. One particularly moving example is of a healthcare team that was struggling with patient satisfaction. Rather than pushing harder on policies and metrics, the team adopted an outward mindset. They began seeing patients not as numbers, but as people with unique stories and needs. The shift led to not only improved satisfaction scores, but also a renewed sense of purpose among staff. These stories demonstrate that the outward mindset is not just a theory, it is a practice with tangible, measurable results. The examples provide a blueprint for how anyone in any role can apply these principles to create positive change. In conclusion, a call to action. Dear readers, as we conclude Part 2, we stand at the threshold of possibility. The Arbinger Institute has given us not only the vision of an outward mindset, but also the tools to live it out. They have shown us how to change our own mindset, influence others, and transform entire cultures. The message is clear. When we shift from inward to outward, we change not only our own lives, but the lives of everyone around us. We create environments where empathy, collaboration, and success flourish. We become not just better leaders, colleagues, and family members, but better human beings. So, I urge you, no, I challenge you, to take this message to heart, to see beyond yourself, to embrace the humanity of those around you, and to ignite the ripple effect of positive change. The journey does not end here. It begins anew with each step, each conversation, and each choice to live with an outward mindset. Stay tuned, my friends, for the final part, where we will dive into advanced strategies to embed the outward mindset deeply into our lives and organizations. The best is yet to come. Part 3 Summary. Dear readers, we have journeyed through the powerful concepts of seeing beyond ourselves, learned the transformative process of shifting from an inward to an outward mindset, and witnessed the incredible ripple effects of this change. Now, in Part 3, the outward mindset takes us into the advanced strategies and real-world applications that elevate the outward mindset from a powerful idea to a sustained way of life. This part is where theory meets action, where personal and organizational change solidifies into lasting transformation. It is a blueprint not only for maintaining the outward mindset, but for embedding it deeply into the fabric of our everyday lives. So lean in as we explore the profound practices, inspiring stories, and strategic insights that make this final section a masterpiece of practical wisdom. Chapter 13. Implementing the Outward Mindset in Organizations. The Arbinger Institute begins this chapter with a compelling truth. Transforming an organization requires more than just individual change. It demands systemic alignment with the outward mindset. The key to this transformation is creating an environment where the outward mindset is not only encouraged but expected. One powerful method discussed is the mindset audit for organizations. This process involves examining policies, procedures, and practices through the lens of the outward mindset. Are systems designed to support the success of employees and customers, or do they perpetuate self-focused thinking? A remarkable example is shared from a logistics company struggling with efficiency and morale. Instead of implementing strict performance metrics, leaders shifted to understanding the barriers faced by employees. They provided resources and support to help teams thrive. The result was a significant boost in productivity and job satisfaction, proving that when organizations see people as people, success follows naturally. The chapter also introduces the 3 levels of influence. 1. Individual level. Encourage personal mindset shifts through training and support. 2. Team level. Develop a culture of collaboration and mutual support. 3. Organizational level. Align systems and strategies to reinforce the outward mindset. This holistic approach ensures that the outward mindset is not just a buzzword, but a core organizational value. Chapter 14. Transforming Leadership Through the Outward Mindset. Leadership is the beating heart of any culture. In this chapter, the Arbinger Institute delves into how leaders can embody and promote the outward mindset. They emphasize that leadership is not about wielding authority, but about creating environments where others can thrive. A leader with an outward mindset asks not, "What can I get from my team?" but "How can I help my team succeed?" This shift from command and control to serve and support transforms teams into high-performing, resilient groups. One standout story is of a hospital CEO who turned around a struggling institution by shifting his leadership approach. Instead of focusing on metrics alone, he engaged with staff at all levels, asking what they needed to provide the best patient care. This led to a groundswell of innovation, with frontline staff contributing ideas that dramatically improved outcomes. The chapter also outlines practical steps for leaders. Lead by example. Model the outward mindset in everyday actions. Create safe spaces. Encourage open dialogue and vulnerability. Reward collaboration. Recognize and celebrate behaviors that align with the outward mindset. These strategies not only improve organizational performance, but also create workplaces where people feel valued and empowered. Chapter 15. The Outward Mindset in Personal Relationships. While much of the book focuses on professional settings, this chapter brings the outward mindset into the home and community. The authors highlight how adopting this mindset can transform marriages, friendships, and even interactions with strangers. When we approach personal relationships with an outward mindset, we move from a transactional perspective, what can I get from this relationship, to a transformational one. How can I contribute to this person's well-being? A deeply touching story is shared about a family struggling with communication. The parents, initially frustrated with their teenager's behavior, shifted to understanding her perspective. They began seeing her as a person with her own struggles, not just as a problem to manage. The change in mindset fostered trust and opened channels of honest communication, healing a fractured relationship. The authors also provide practical tools, such as the Impact Map for Families, which helps individuals visualize how their actions affect those around them. This tool is as powerful at home as it is in the workplace, reinforcing the idea that every choice we make has a ripple effect. Chapter 16. Embedding the outward mindset into daily life. It is one thing to understand the outward mindset. It is another to live it daily. This chapter offers practical exercises to make the outward mindset a habit. One effective practice is the daily reflection exercise. At the end of each day, take a few minutes to ask yourself, who did I help today? Did I consider others' needs and challenges? How could I have approached a situation differently with an outward mindset? This exercise keeps the outward mindset at the forefront of our awareness and ensures that each day offers an opportunity to practice and grow. The Arbinger Institute also introduces the two-footed principle as a daily mantra. Wherever you stand, ask yourself, how can I help? This principle encourages proactive engagement with the world, turning every situation into an opportunity for impact. Chapter 17. Overcoming setbacks and staying the course. Of course, no transformation journey is without its setbacks. The Arbinger Institute acknowledges that old habits die hard, and slipping back into an inward mindset is part of the process. The key is not to avoid failure, but to recover quickly when it happens. They introduce the concept of resilience through reflection. Instead of dwelling on mistakes, we are encouraged to ask, what can I learn from this? How can I do better next time? This shift from guilt to growth keeps us moving forward. The authors also stress the importance of community. Surrounding ourselves with people who share the outward mindset helps reinforce the practice. Whether through accountability groups, professional networks, or supportive friendships, community creates a buffer against slipping back into self-centered thinking. Chapter 18. The lasting impact of an outward mindset. In this final chapter, the Arbinger Institute leaves us with a powerful vision of what is possible when the outward mindset becomes a way of life. They share stories of entire organizations, communities, and even families that have transformed through this simple but profound shift. One story that lingers is of a community initiative where a neighborhood plagued by division and distrust adopted the outward mindset. Residents began seeing each other as people, not obstacles. They initiated community projects, supported each other through challenges, and turned a struggling neighborhood into a thriving, connected community. The book closes with a call to action, to see beyond ourselves, to act with empathy, and to create environments where everyone can flourish. It is not just about changing our own lives, but about contributing to a better world. A grand finale, the call to live outwardly. Dear readers, as we close this exploration of the outward mindset, let us not merely be inspired. Let us be transformed. Let us take these lessons into our workplaces, our homes, and our hearts. Let us choose, in every interaction, to see others as people and to act in ways that lift them up. The outward mindset is not just a strategy, it is a revolution of the spirit. It is a call to break free from the prison of self-focus and to live with a vision that sees beyond ourselves. It is a call to be the change, to ignite change, and to inspire change. So, go forth, my friends, and carry the outward mindset with you into every meeting, every conversation, and every decision. And in doing so, may you not only transform your own life, but also create a legacy of empathy, impact, and true human connection. Thank you for being part of this journey. The best is yet to come, not just for you, but for everyone whose life you touch. Thanks for listening